Okay, all right, good morning everyone. Thank y'all for being here. Really appreciate you joining us here in Clarkston, Georgia, DeKalb County. My name is Commissioner Ted Terry. I represent the Super District 6 Commission Office, and we are so grateful to be here with Commissioner Lorraine Cochran-Johnson from Super District 7 to announce a really important and exciting program that her office has funded. And so I just wanted to bring greetings and welcome everyone for joining us. We're here to hear from the Refcode team, volunteers, as well as participants in this program. And before we get to that, I'm going to introduce Commissioner Lorraine Cochran-Johnson, who has funded this program, and hear from her, and then we'll kick it over to the team. Commissioner Cochran-Johnson.
Well, let me say that old habits die hard. I am the former commissioner of Super District 7, and it's a joy to be here. Oftentimes in government, things can be slow to manifest, but today is a great day. I want to say a special thank you to Brenton Strine with Refcode. I decided to fund this program because it's really important that we create economic viability in communities where it may lack. So Refcode as an organization focuses on our immigrant and refugee communities, and it teaches coding. Not only does it teach coding, but it teaches bubble coding, which is a really unique segment of coding that is highly desirable, and it provides a sustainable income. In many of our communities, particularly the immigrant and refugee communities, there are struggles with employment. So I'm very excited because this program will allow two separate cohorts, two separate cycles that will actually begin in June the 1st, and the second will occur in the fall. And each cohort trains 20 individuals. So I'm very excited because when you give individuals access to education and you provide them with bankable skills, you change communities. And as a former commissioner, as a member of the community, it's important that we create more sustainable economic viability for communities that are underserved. So I look forward to seeing this program go on. To anyone who's watching who wants to exercise corporate consciousness, we're standing in Tucker, Georgia. Often we talk about the fact that it is the most diverse square mile in America, and there's tons of opportunities here. So I challenge anyone watching to match my $50,000 contribution so that we can keep this program going and increase economic viability within the community. So very excited, and at this time, I think I'm turning this over to Brenton.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Commissioner and former Commissioner, for those words. So we are so grateful to the County of DeKalb and former Commissioner Cochran-Johnson for this grant. This is a really, really important program. As the former Commissioner mentioned, Refcode has been training refugees and immigrants here in Clarkston since 2017, helping them move towards not just a job, but a career, specifically in technology and software engineering. And it's a difficult journey. It's not easy to become a software engineer. And Bubble is no different, but Bubble is an emerging technology that I believe is about to take over the tech world and is the future of web development. And one of the amazing things about Bubble is that the journey to get started is a little bit easier. That learning curve is a little bit simpler. And so that means that we're able to train people to do really impressive, incredible things in a short amount of time. And there's already a huge demand for Bubble developers. And so this grant is enabling us to train two cohorts of DeKalb residents, refugees, and immigrants to become Bubble developers. And we've already run a number of these boot camps, and graduates of the boot camps in just a short number of weeks are building fully functional web applications. And we've even had a little friendly competition with some of the smartest people we could find, a senior software engineer from Google, who came in and did a little competition to see who could build a predefined app the fastest. But it was not a fair contest because our senior software engineer had to use trad code, as we call it, traditional code. Nobody was surprised when all of the Bubble graduates finished in a matter of minutes, and the senior software engineer from Google was several hours away from completing. This emphasizes the power and robustness of this new technology. So with this grant, we're going to be able to train people to get in early on this technology before it goes mainstream and before the rest of the technology companies in the world really realize that this is going to be 90% of the internet. That's my belief. And so my hope is that by training these people now, in a few years when everybody is hiring Bubble developers, they'll already have the experience, and this will enable them to get lifelong careers and change upward mobility, not just for themselves, but for their families and for their community. So I'd like to invite up a couple of people to speak about their experience with Refcode, both as participants and as volunteers. So first, let's start with Emmanuel, who he went through he went through two programs actually. He went through our coding class, and then he's also gone through the boot camp, the Bubble Bootcamp. So he's doubly a participant now, and he's doing some really cool things.
Yes, my name is Emmanuel, and I'm from refugees community, and I came in the US, and I joined this Bubble community, this Bubble Refcode Bootcamp, and I see this Bubble is good for our community in Clarkston, the refugees, and it's another way for refugees to get jobs and in technology. So I found this. I went to two programs. Refcode. I went to program like Bubble, and I can be able like build an application on Bubble now.
So next I'm going to ask Dimitri to come up. Dimitri actually is a former colleague of mine at MailChimp, and I think you're still at MailChimp, right?
Yeah.
But I'm now not at MailChimp anymore. And he has been involved in Refcode as a volunteer, and he also has a background that I think he'll share.
Hi everyone, my name is Dimitri Iliadis, and I'm coming to you on my lunch break right now because I am employed, thankfully, by a global technology company based here in Atlanta. But as a former immigrant myself, I understand the power of education, the power of technology, and as a resident of Clarkston, it's a no-brainer. I want to share my perspective as a volunteer and how beautiful it is to connect the dots, to serve the community in a way that we get to impart the knowledge from our professional environment to our neighbors. It's been incredibly fulfilling for me to be involved as a volunteer, to offer any insights around technology itself, interview processes, soft skills, and I'm just very grateful for the program. I'm very grateful for the grants and the support we're getting from the commissioner, and I hope that we'll be able to get more volunteers to impart their knowledge as well. So with that, I want to hand it off to Peter to share his perspective as well.
Thank you. I do want to echo Dimitri. I think that the program is a fantastic resource for both volunteers and students. I have experience in Silicon Valley for over 10 years working in a variety of startups and technology companies, and I can see firsthand how a career in technology can change someone's life. So I'm delighted every day. I do want to specifically emphasize the value it has to volunteers. We always are looking for engaged people that can come. You don't have to have a specific background. We have an open meetup every Wednesday, and I do want to say that working with these students has been some of the most rewarding time I've spent in any part of my career and watching them grow. So I'm so excited this grant will allow us to continue to do that. Thanks.
Well, I'll finish up with just a few details about the cohort and how you can apply. Last thing I'll say before that is just that I believe that Clarkston can become a tech hub, not just in Atlanta, but on the East Coast. And Clarkston can be a place that people go to find really talented, smart people who they know can help them build whatever technology you're planning. And I think that Refcode has a really big part in that, in promoting these cutting edge technologies, providing really amazing training and mentorship from our volunteers, but most importantly, providing a community where everybody comes together and supports each other. As you've heard, there are people who are volunteers, people who are participants, people who are professional software engineers with a long established history, and people who are just starting out. And we all come together and we all benefit from each other because Refcode is a community. And we are focused on supporting each other and building Clarkston as a central hub for technology in the East Coast. So if you're interested in joining the Bubble Bootcamp, it is open to any resident of DeKalb, and we're especially hoping that immigrants and refugees, no longer how long ago you immigrated, will join. And you can sign up. It's a competitive process. The applications are available at refcode.org/bootcamp, and the first cohort is starting on June 11th. All right, thank you very much.